guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Faith and today I am showing you my New Year's Eve makeup look for 2017 going into 2018. I wanted to do something really sparkly and just sexy, let's be honest. New Year's Eve is about looking hot. What? Funny story about this sort of top that you see here, it's actually a dress. And this dress, should I even say this? Should I even tell you guys? This dress was a homecoming dress from I think my sophomore year of high school. My sophomore year of high school. And if you guys know, if you watch my Q&A or if I've mentioned it in other videos, I'm 26. So that's 10 years old. This dress is a decade old, okay? And I'm putting it to use. I'm putting it to good use. Thank you. Thank you, BB circa 2007. So yeah, this is the makeup look I came up with. I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. And as you're watching, if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up and leave me some comments down below. Anyways, guys, let's get right on into the tutorial. The first thing I'm going to do is prime the face. You want to make sure that your face makeup is going to stay on all night. So I'm going to use the Benefit Porefessional primer. I tried a sample of this so long ago and I absolutely loved it, but I never got around to purchasing it. Cap. No. It was on sale at Ulta, so I finally picked it up and I really do like it. It fills in the pores like it says it does, and it does make my foundation last a little bit longer. For foundation today, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. I'm in the shade 205 Natural Beige when I have a false tan on. I'm just going to use this kabuki brush from Bdellium to apply. I like to put the foundation right on the brush and then kind of just pat it on. I start in this area because that's where I need the most coverage, and then I work my way out. Next up is concealer, and I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is my go-to concealer and it never ever fails me. I'm gonna put a good amount under the eyes to really brighten. I'm using the shade Light Sand, and I do realize that it's quite a bit lighter than me, especially when I do have my fake tan on, but I do like the effect it gives. It really adds dimension and light to the face. And I've just been lazy and just using the same kabuki brush that I use for foundation, and it actually works really nicely. I used to always use my Real Technique sponge, but I've just gotten away from it. I think I never really had nice enough brushes to get the job done, but now that I have some really nice brushes, it's just so much faster and easier, and I think it actually looks a little more natural. I use whatever's left on each eye to prime for eyeshadow. Next, I'm going to set the under eye with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I use the shade Fair. I think it's the lightest shade, and I use my Real Technique sponge to really kind of press it in and bake. This will make sure that the concealer doesn't crease, but also it just adds a little bit more brightness there under the eye as well. I also stamp it in kind of like the T-zone area. And then I use my more skin-colored face powder over the rest of my face. I use the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Powder Foundation. This is perfect for setting your liquid foundation, and it also gives a little bit more coverage, so that's why I like using a powder foundation instead of like a translucent powder. This is the shade Camel. If you set your foundation with a powder, your foundation will last so much longer. So I think on like holidays or times where you're going out to an event or you're going to be out all night, it's really important to set your foundation with a powder because it's just going to make it look so much better in the long run. Then I make sure to swipe away any excess powder that was under the eyes from the Maybelline Fit Me powder. And next I go into contour. So for contour, I've really been going back to the Shade and Light contour palette from Kat Von D. I used to use this all the time and then I kind of got away from it, and now I'm back on the bandwagon. So what I do is mix these two shades here, Shadow Play and Subconscious. And I'm using the Bdellium Tools Duo Fiber Face Shading Brush to do this, and it just makes the job so simple. I also take a little more and just take it on each side of the tip of the nose. I used to do a full contour all the way up, and sometimes I still do, but I don't know. I've just kind of gotten away from it, and I do like just adding a little bit to the tip to make the nose look even more slim, and you really don't need to take it all the way up. I think it's just a little bit more of a natural way to do a nose contour if you have a nose similar to mine. Everybody should really contour their nose a different way depending on what kind of nose shape you have. I'm going to take a little more on the forehead with just that warm shade. You got to make sure you put most of the product along the hairline, but then you do want to blend it down so it's like a gradient. Okay, that's it for bronzer and contour. I kind of do like a in between of the two, if that kind of makes sense. It's showing up way darker on camera, but I'm just gonna go over everything with my big fluffy powder brush just to make sure that nothing is too harsh. Then for blush, I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Party, and I'm going to take my Bare Minerals blush brush and just apply a little bit to the apples of the cheek. I also like to put a little on the nose. Okay, and now going into the eyes, I am going to zoom you in a little bit more. A few of you guys have requested that I zoom in a little bit further, so I'm going to do that for the eye portion of this tutorial. For the eyes today, I'm going to use the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette. I figured a lot of you guys probably have this palette or have similar shades to what is in this palette, so that is why I chose it. And I'm going to add some glitter over top, of course, since it's New Year's Eve. I'm just gonna do a pretty simple brown smoky eye with some glitter. So it's really easy, you guys can all do this for sure. First, I'm going to take the shade Jet Setter. It's this cool brown transition shade, and I'm just going to take it on this tapered blending brush from Bdellium and put this all in the crease very lightly, although it is quite pigmented. Before I forget, I'm going to put my brow gel on. This is the Glossier Brown Boy Brow. I had already filled in my brows off camera. Again, everybody kind of does their brows a different way, so do your brows however you feel comfortable. But I do like to put a brow gel in basically every day, but especially if you're going to be wearing makeup a long time, because then it keeps the brow hairs in place. Okay, back to the eyes. Next, I'm going to take the shade Activist. It's a really dark chocolatey brown, and I'm going to take this on a more really small tapered kind of brush like this one right here. This is the pencil brush from Bdellium, and I'm going to be very precise and just get this in the outer V here. So you can see I basically map out a sideways V, part of it going in the crease, part of it going on the lash line, and then I'll blend that out later. But it's just nice to be able to map it out with a really defined brush first so that it doesn't get sloppy. This is my favorite eyeshadow look to do if I really want to open up the eyes. You can do it with all different variations of color, but I just mean kind of the shape of it. So doing something kind of medium toned in the crease, then doing something much darker on the outer edges here, and then something lighter. I'm gonna go in with something lighter towards the middle of the lid and tear duct area. It just really opens up the eyes, gives you that sort of cat eye effect. So now that I've placed that there, I'm gonna go back in with the tapered blending brush and back into this Jet Setter shade that I went in with first, and just go over this all and make sure everything looks seamless and blended. This palette is really great for beginners. If you are a beginner, the shadows are really nice, you know, not scary colors, and everything blends so nicely. I mean, it's obviously great too if you've done makeup a long time, but I think specifically if you're trying to learn more about eyeshadow and do more eyeshadow looks, I would really, really recommend this palette. You can see how I'm kind of taking the shadow up and out. Like it's not very severe, but just kind of how I'm finishing each stroke is up and out. That's gonna lift the eye. Next, I'm going to take what might be my favorite shade in the palette. It's this Funny Girl shade. It's so gorgeous. I'm gonna take that on my finger and place it on the center of the lid and going all the way into the tear duct area. And I will go in and blend out the edge there as it meets the crease. But first I just want to place down as much shadow as possible to really make an impact. And just take your blending brush and be very gentle on the edges here and just make sure that it's all blended. Now, I'm not sure what I should do next, if I should do my liner and then the glitter, or do the glitter first and then the liner. I'm worried if I do the glitter first, it's gonna be hard to do liner, although I normally stop my liner right about here, so I should be good. So I'm gonna do the glitter first, and I'm not doing loose glitter. I'm going to use one of these Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows. It looks like you packed on loose glitter, but it's so much easier. This is the shade Smoky Storm. It kind of matches my nails. If you're curious too, my nails are these two shades here from China Glaze. It's Toasted Up over the whole nail, then with this glitter over top. This is Big Hair and Bubbly, it's called. So pretty. I think it's perfect for New Year's. So I'm just gonna take this Smoky Storm glitter shade from Stila, and how I've used these once before and it was pretty foolproof. I basically just apply it right on the lid here, but you wanna keep your eye somewhat shut until the glitter dries, because if you open up your eye, a ton of it is going to get into your crease. I mean, eventually the glitter may kind of flake off and move into the crease, but you want to keep as much as possible on the lid there. So I do that, and then I kind of take some on my finger and pat. And that second layer really brings it to life. And I'm just keeping this, if you can see, from the center towards the tear duct. I'm not taking any out here because I want this area to be dark still. I'm just going to take a clean finger and kind of go right here on the outer edge and make sure that that creates more of like an ombre effect. Like it's not just a harsh stopping line of glitter. It's kind of like a fade into the dark. Next, I'm going to do winged liner, and I'm using the Bdellium small angle brush. This is 762, and the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner. I just first start with a line coming out, and then I connect it to my lash line. And I fill in where I outlined. And like I said earlier, I really only take it to right about here. I think it opens up the eye more if you don't have so much darkness going on in the inner corner. It gives even more of that like look. I'm going to finish off the other wing off camera just because it is kind of hard to get it in focus. And then I'm going to apply lashes. I'm going to be using these lashes from Red Aspen. Brittany Sears is the maker behind these, and I thought that these looked perfect for New Year's Eve. They're like so dramatic and intense. So yeah, I'm gonna apply these and then I'll be right back and we'll finish off our look. These lashes are fire. These lashes are fire. I love these. These are the style Gigi, again from Red Aspen. I'm going to finish off my lower lash line. I almost forgot that we needed to do that. So I'm just gonna take this flat brush here. This is the square, oh, it's a lip brush. I like it for under eyes because it's so like sharp. I'm just going to take the Activist shade. This really, really dark brown one. And I'm just going to take it on the outer edge here. Like, that's basically it. Just a tiny, tiny bit and then carry it in. I am going to do a little bit of mascara on my lower lash. I'm just going to use the Maybelline Great Lash. This has always been my favorite drugstore mascara. How do I do this? I do this like all the time. I don't even understand. I almost forgot brow bone and inner corner highlight. So I'm going to use the shade Charmer. It's this super white shade. I want it to be intense. Intense. I'm going to use this tiny pencil. I was going to say this tiny little pencil brush, and it's called Tiny Pencil. How cute is that? So I'm going to go into this white shade and pop that in here. This is just a matte white shade. So if you don't have this palette and you like it, it's just a matte white shade. All right, and next we're going to set the face. Forgive me, I still am out of NYX Dewy Finish, but I do have this Milani Make It Dewy. It's not my favorite, but it's better than my cucumber water. So we're gonna use this. I hate the spray nozzle. I don't know if it's just a defective one I have, but it just shoots out at me. Ugh, I hate it, I hate it. I forgot how much I hate it. I want to do highlighter next, but I'm not sure. So I have the Maybelline Master Chrome and the Lorac Starlight. I kind of want to go with this one, but if you need a drugstore option, this is really, really pretty. But this one's just a little bit lighter, and so it packs more of like a punch on my skin tone. If you have a deeper skin tone, this will be great too. So I'm just going to take this mermaid brush that I have. I like this because it's so dense and kind of tapered, so it's perfect, and it really helps me get it on there. See? Oh, so gorgeous. I really, really like these Lorac highlighters. I talk about them a lot. I do feel like they're not given enough credit, or people just don't talk about them. I think that they're so pigmented and just gorge. And it is New Year's Eve, so our highlight has to be popping. And last step is lips. So first I'm just going to line the lips with my NYX Nude Beige Liner, and I'm going to really line them and kind of overdraw them. I want my lips to look like luscious. Okay, then for lipstick, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lip in the shade Milkshake. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that the TJ Maxx by me had a huge display of Anastasia Beverly Hills makeup, which is amazing, and that's where I got this. I don't know if this shade's going to be discontinued. I don't think it would be, because I think it's a pretty popular shade, but it's at TJ Maxx, at least by me. Okay guys, so this is the finished makeup look for New Year's Eve. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you do end up recreating it or taking inspiration from it for your New Year's Eve makeup look, then please tag me or let me know somehow. I would love to see your recreations of it. And yeah, what is happening? I hope that you guys have an amazing New Year's Eve. One more thing, leave me comments down below of what your biggest New Year's resolution is. I know a lot of people think like New Year's resolutions are stupid or whatever, but I actually really like them. If you guys didn't already know this, I think I might have touched on it in my Q&A video, but I really started YouTube a year ago because it was sort of a New Year's resolution for me. So let me know what your New Year's resolutions are for 2018. I would love to know and talk with you guys about that and give you encouragement in any way that I can. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!